Welcome to Guy News, your election HQ, where we're betting, not spinning. Guy News tonight is brought to you by smarkets.com, where the smart money bets on politics.
Welcome back to the Millbank Editing Suite for another Harrycast. What an exciting debate it was, and we've been scrutinising every single second of it for your advantage. Now, it's often been said that Gordon Brown is almost psychotic at times and very creepy, and in the debate we saw real evidence of that. Why is he laughing?
On an ID card system, so that you have to pay for the privilege of having lots of your own details on a piece of plastic card that you carry around. I have to stress, not a single Liberal Democrat MP did either of those things, but they still haven't been dealt with. Pages, rather, of instructions by email.
And again.
And secondly, smaller. We already could have had that law. People already could have had
and
the
again.
right to sack corrupt.
For all this talk of choice at the election, there was more than their fair share of agreement. In fact, pretty much the only time they fell out was when they were debating nuclear war.
See, I agree with Nick. Nick. And
I think we all agree about that.
I actually happen to agree, strongly agree.
Where Nick and I are agreed, I agree with Nick.
Of course, I agree with that.
I agree that we need to do more.
Well, it's rather difficult because Gordon says Nick agrees with Gordon and Nick says Nick doesn't agree with Gordon.
So it was a good night for the Lib Dems, with Clegg really enjoying his opportunity to sit at the big boys' table. But one thing that caught my eye was why he was able to laugh off a suggestion of serious corruption. The Lib Dems were holding on to money given by a criminal.
And yes, the Liberal Democrats took £2.5 million off someone who's still, I think, a criminal on the run, and the money hasn't been paid back. So let's not get too heavy than now over all this.
Nick Clegg. Hang on a minute. Before we bandy about these things, let's be absolutely clear. We were completely exonerated for that. It was years ago. I'm talking about what's been going on now.
Have you paid the money back?
And listen.
Let's hope all political parties can remember that excuse.
It was years ago.
Meanwhile, Gordon's been spotted on the stump, buttering up the voters. Remember this?
What age are you? Five.
After being caught out by a 5-year-old child, he's playing it safe.
Hello, what age are you?
But Gordon isn't the only one having trouble with people's ages.
I was in Plymouth recently, and a 40-year-old black man actually made the point to me. He said, I came here when I was 6. I've served in the Royal Navy for 30 years.
A 40-year-old man who's been in the Navy 30 years, so he joined the Navy when he was 10. By smarkets.com, where the smart money bets on politics. Finally, Emily No Mates was out on the campaign trail today and ran into someone unexpected. Hi Emily, you're live on Guy.
Well, here we are out on the campaign trail, and who should we run into but our sister station's star, Kay Burley. Kay Burley, Sky News' intrepid reporter. From making people cry to farming chickens to doorstepping Lord Mandelson, there's nothing she won't do. She was in full flow this week at the Labour manifesto launch.
Come along as well. Let's see if I can shout a question to Mr. Bradshaw. Mr. Bradshaw, you're live on Sky News. What are we expecting from the manifesto today? We'll shout a question as they go. Tessa Joel, you're live on Sky. Hello. What can we expect from the manifesto today? Will you tell all about it later on? Look forward to it. Thank you. Mr. Straw, do you want to come and talk to us? No, nobody wants to talk to us today. I'm sure they will be very keen to talk to us a little bit later on. Prime Minister, you're live on Sky. Yeah, I don't think he really cares, actually.
Live on Guy News, anything to say? You enjoying your trip around the country? That's right, we tried to ask her what she thought of the campaign, whether she was having a good time so far, but she didn't like that Kay Burley treatment.